مش لوحدك.
So
Okay.
then for more stable environments, you might want something, larger, obviously. You start talking about families, you need a little bit more. But this particular kit was designed so that you could support a family of 4 for 3 days on this. It's not as huge as you might think for a family of 4 for 3 days.
Not at all, yeah.
And yet it,
But it's pretty sturdy, though. I mean, I'm thinking
It's-
earthquakes, if something hits it, you want it to,
Right.
to remain
Right.
sturdy, right?
and it's rolling. And so it's about 44 pounds. And basically you can keep this actually inside your structure. And the variety of goods in this particular case are such that if you had to stay inside the structure because of maybe rioting or something, and like we had in 93, I guess
Right.
it was, you would have supplies inside with you. You can easily roll it outside after an earthquake or some evacuated disaster from your structure. But at 44 pounds, if you had to do a car evacuation, you could probably get it in your car too.
I
Because most
see.
people could handle lifting 44 pounds, especially if there were more than one family member.
Yeah, yeah.
And yet you would still have room for your passengers.
Right.
So,
Okay. So
anyway.
what's in here?
The lid is designed to hold some of the small things so that they're not you're just sort of lost in the big cavity. And also the spark-free light here right at the top is something that you really want to emphasize, because even in the dark you could feel your way into the spark-free light
I see.
before you start moving around. And just for emphasis, I would like us to actually see the screen right now to show what the inside of a house could look like after an
Oh,
earthquake.
wow.
This is one of my customers, and I think this was in the aftermath of the Sierra Madre quake of 1991, June 28, 1991. And again, the importance of light, I think, is emphasized by the rubble. In this particular case, then, there is a top tray that comes out that has your spark-free lighting. It also has a gas shutoff wrench, which also can function as a crowbar. So if your doors are jammed and you're trying to get your kids out of the bedroom or whatever, you can unjam a door and also go turn off the gas at the same time. And then you have your extra batteries and your body protection items. These are the things you generally need to use first. Secure a light, protect your body from further injury, and have your tool to get started with the things that you need to do.
Okay. We can set this here.
And as we look into the cavity, there are more extensive medical supplies in the cavity, such as a large trauma pad in case of someone with a large bleeding wound. It's important to know that if someone has a shard of glass or something in them and they can bleed heavily, but don't pull the shard of glass out, a large shard of anything, because that can actually be very, very dangerous. You start packing, bandaging around an object that has penetrated and trying to stem the bleeding with pressure. This kit also has tarp that is white. In the top tray there was also a big marker. So in addition to the things that you use tarps for, to cover broken windows or critical equipment or whatever, you can actually write a message on this for aircraft.
I see.
So this has 2 of the tube tents so that you can sleep 2 people each in those. It has a crank radio that also has a cell phone charger on it.
Oh. Okay.
It has the inevitable duct tape.
So is this battery operated?
No, this is all crank.
Oh.
All
okay.
crank. No,
Okay.
no batteries, no solar, just this particular model is crank.
Okay.
And then it has the basics that I've already showed you, the food, the water, and so on and so forth. And one of the areas that people often forget to address, but that is really critically important when you're talking about a region where 25 million people may be trapped inside for 2 to 3 weeks, is sanitation items. This particular type of toileting kit actually renders waste non-infectious. So you're not storing up difficult things to handle.
Yeah.
So
See, we don't think about these things during, our daily lives because we take it for granted, toilets and all
Right.
this stuff. But
think about that the next
Yeah.
time you just even turn on a water faucet.
absolutely.
مش لوحدك.